Heartily be greeted, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host Nino, thanking you kindly for having joined today. And what you see in front of you is a Cybernex XL-A-67M terminal, which seems to be a highly interesting gadget that I just cannot get to work. And where I am asking the audience for any hints or help which they may provide to support me into getting this running. But very frankly, I'm starting to regard this whole enterprise as a failure. But before I completely write it off, just let me show you what's the matter, how things are going, and maybe you have some suggestions. So here on the right, we see the terminal itself. It is actually a cute green phosphor terminal, which does power on, but then the madness starts. Let me power it on and show you. So what is it this time? It's been something today all the time. Okay, so far nothing. So far we have no report whatsoever. Let us then restart it. All right, and it does start with the status message I am apparently supposed to receive. However, keyboard functions don't seem to work, because if I press status, I'm supposed to actually get a status line down there, and lately it doesn't even do that anymore. No status line, just the TTY message. So the situation has become rather unfortunate. I can turn it off and on again, and that sometimes worked. I mean, trying that again. This is what we're getting. Maybe if I try to adjust the brightness, which also worked sometimes previously, but now again, not even that is working. Yeah, the terminal has been largely ignoring me. And that is unfortunate, because I even created a device in trying to talk to it, but even that device is just being ineffectual, as it does not produce any output. And the device, in fact, is here behind my battery, based on an Arduino Nano, a contraption where you can also easily switch RX and TX, of a microcontroller which does nothing else but print the present speed. So you can see, like, each time the serial begin command is issued, then you're having a print line which gives you the speed. I came to the idea to put also a little bit of empty space before I do that, because sometimes the characters are having a double width so that they don't collide. A bit of space is actually useful. Then you end the serial, delay a little bit for the ports to calm down, and then you try the next thing. And I am trying this, as you can see here, with 7-bit even parity and 2 stop bits, but really this program is trying out all sorts of things. So here you're having the classical 8N1 setting. And if you want to see this in action, just let me give you an example. So let us now simply connect to the Arduino serial port at 8N1 setting with 300 baud. And then you're getting trash, 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 but the correct baud rate is actually printed out. You also will see that some sort of compatible other baud rates will be printed out. Like we're having 308E1 and 308O1. And the rest is, yeah, 7-bit sort of works, and so on and so forth. So connecting that contraption to a terminal normally should give you, if it has any sort of standard baud rate, what it is working under. And from there you can proceed. But unfortunately, the Cybernex XL-A-67 does not do that. It just flat out ignores my existence. Now it has even decided to turn off, even though I haven't turned it off. So let's see what happens now. And all I'm sometimes getting is unfortunately this status bar message. On the back of it, if I may take it a little bit apart. Just a second. No, again, no status. Okay, if I take it a little bit... you see now I press status, now it does that. So it clearly needs some sort of hardware fix-up. I'm not even sure exactly of what nature. If I try to change the brightness. You know, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, which gives me the idea that something is up with it, which allows somehow correct function on some occasions, but mostly doesn't. So if we look at it hardware-wise, so what is actually here behind the terminal, moving a little bit away the keyboard and turning it off and tilting it over. We are seeing here, it has a somewhat crusty DB25 port. This is not the end of the world. I actually cleaned it inside with a needle. I, in fact, disassembled it, took out each chip a little bit from its socket and pushed it back in to, you know, fight crust. Tried to clean it with alcohol and whatnot. And still, we are having no functionality. So this is its auxiliary port. And this is where the keyboard is connected. The keyboard itself apparently being a somewhat weird 15-pin design or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 15 pins. So 15-pin keyboard and DB25 serial port. And I just expected that if I connect things to the DB25 serial port that, you know, it will start spitting ASCII characters at me, as terminals commonly do. So this is a view of the port again. So that is what there is to know about it. The internet tells me practically nothing about this. It is just saying that there exists a Hazeltine compatible version, and yeah, I am left alone in my misery as it just simply sometimes beeps and sometimes shows a status bar, but also as right now, sometimes even doesn't. Well, things look grim here. So if you have any suggestion of how I might be turning this back towards its former glory, the status line up there appeared. Please do let me know. I would be very grateful to hear. And I am very open to suggestions. As you can see, my little microcontroller device there is working. It is exceedingly simple. So should you have microcontrollers lying around and terminal woes, rest assured this is a possible approach. But in this particular case, I seem to be out of luck. So, I would be curious to hear from you. I'm very much looking forward to the comments under today's video. From me, thank you for having joined. See you hopefully soon again. Have a great time and goodbye.